not Japan, not China, not Serbia, not Puerto Rico. No. Oh, no. Team USA draws the lowest attendance.
Wow.
How's it feel?
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your annoying host, Chuck, as we get into this Stephen A. Smith take as he goes on an epic rant about how Caitlyn Clark should be on Team USA. And I've only been making 100 million videos about this, but clearly that is not getting the job done. So let's hear from Stephen A. Smith. Make sure you guys get in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos. Let's go.
Women's basketball. Team USA, led by A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart, got off to a dominant start in the 2024 Olympics by beating Japan 102-76. But according to the Olympics official website, Team USA's win over Japan only drew 13,040 fans, which was the lowest attended game among the opening 6 matchups in group play. The Serbia versus Puerto Rico game was the second worst attended game, with 15,324 fans in attendance, while Spain and China had the largest crowd with 27,021 fans in the building.
Now, I want you guys to pay attention to what he's actually saying. Like, actually think about this. Team USA fans attendance was lowest, so far 8,000 below average. Do you guys honestly, I mean, seriously, do you guys honestly think that this would even stand a chance if Caitlyn Clark was there, right? Do you guys think with all of the media coverage there, I mean, guys, this would be so much viewership, so much of a drawn crowd just to see Caitlyn Clark, all of the hype. And you have to think about these international players who don't get to travel to the United States. You know what I'm saying? They only have to see it, you know, via social media or, you know, other sources like that. For them to be up close and personal, the way that I can just imagine LeBron James supporting Caitlyn Clark because he's a huge fan of her. I mean, he's a huge fan of all athletes in general, but I feel like he lobbies a lot for Caitlyn Clark, right? Simply because he was in that same position where he was changing the league and, you know, receiving jealousy. I just think that, man, this is wild to me. And this goes to prove why the USA Olympics Women's Committee dropped the ball drastically. I cannot believe that the commissioner didn't step in to intervene. And this is just crazy to me, man, because they gave into, let's just be honest, they gave into these political prima donna diva ass attitudes that these women have in the NBA. And you know, and it's just, this is what they got. They're taking this huge L. They have become very irrelevant and no one cares, especially with the opening ceremony, right? You got the transgenders, you know, crossing over into other sports. And ideally, man, this is just a terrible Olympics. But I'm willing to bet that if Caitlyn Clark was there, these ratings would still be higher.
The 6 opening games drew over 20,000 fans. This had some observers wondering if the presence of Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese would have the stands packed for Team USA. Speaking of NBC's Mike Tirico, South Carolina coach Dawn Staley said Clark's chances of making the team would have been a lot higher if she and her fellow committee members were selecting the roster today rather than several weeks ago.
I've already made a video about this guy, so I don't even really want to go too much into the context of Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley, who is a huge, let's be honest, huge advocate for black women. She's going to prioritize that over Caitlyn Clark any day. That's just been obvious. You know, and I guess, you know, people just have these views that get in the way. They cloud their better judgment. And we all saw her trying to backtrack, you know, saying like, you know, she would go and redo it. If she had to redo it now, that she would, etc. But, you know, this is what happens when, if I'm being honest, guys, this is what happens when you let an emotional woman, especially an emotional sister, be in charge of this committee. Because it's bad for business, right? And now the WNBA is taking a huge hit because of the opportunity that was just missed. I mean, honestly, if they were smart, I would have had Caitlyn Clark there just to draw the crowd in, the media, and they would have been able to see me model my game, and it probably would have opened up more endorsements for me. But that's just me. But that's just me thinking logically and no emotions involved. hey, if it's enough media here, maybe I can get a piece of the pie. But people don't think like that. They just don't.
Look at this quote here. Caitlyn Clark is just a rookie in the WNBA. Wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had to do it all over again, the way that she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she's playing head and shoulders above a lot of people. It's hard to argue the impact Clark has had on both ratings and attendance for the WNBA. This is something that I've said, y'all. And to buffer my point, take a look at this full screen, please. Not only did this year's WNBA All-Star Game set a record with 3.4 million viewers, an increase of over 300% from the 2023 game, but the top 12 WNBA broadcasts this season have all been
wow.
games. Top 12.
Now look at this, guys. Now, he's saying that these have been the top 12 games here. I mean, do you guys see the common denominator here? Looks like the Indiana Fever. And these are the top 12 WNBA broadcasts, meaning the games that really hit their peak and drew in the crowd, the ratings, etc. So was this not enough proof? Was this like what's going on here, man? Like, this wasn't enough proof. What do you guys think that this would have did over there in those international seas? What do you guys think that this would have done, over there, in those international environments where these players can be hands-on with Caitlyn Clark? The media coverage is ridiculous. I mean, this is insane.
On top of that, the Fever lead the WNBA in attendance at over 16,000 fans per game. Over 4,000 more.
Wow.
Than the next closest team. So the next closest team, ladies and gentlemen, aren't even averaging 12,000 fans. But the Indiana Fever are averaging 16,000.
Wow.
The WNBA game, although it's growing in popularity, Olympic competition is Olympic competition. Nevertheless, for Team USA's game, rife with stars, expected to blow out their competition.
Right.
They drew the worst crowd.
They drew the worst crowd, guys. Think about this. They drew the worst crowd. And on top of that, this was the lowest. So typically, I believe, based off what Stephen A. Smith is saying, that they actually do average slightly above that. Now, we do have to calculate how people are feeling about the Christian mockery, right, with the opening ceremony. We have to think about what just happened with the, obviously the boxer situation. And it's just not very good right now for the Olympics. But on top of that, guys, Caitlyn Clark's fan base, the cult-like fan base, which I happen to be a part of this fan base, and I say it proudly, they are going to support her through and through. I mean, like, whether these women like it or not, she is the real deal. I mean, she is the reason that so many eyes have been drawn to this game. I mean, damn how she would have done over there at the Olympics. Let's look at what she's done stateside. I mean, you just heard him say 16,000 average, 16,000 north. Actually, it can be 20,000 on a good day, but averaging 16,000, right? Breaking the triple-double record. Obviously, the reason that they have charter jets, the $2.2 billion media rights deal, which is going to put more freaking money in their pockets. Guys, what? Like, come on. Like, this is insane. This is insane to me that they would literally leave the golden goose at home. Like, the cash cow is at home chilling, man. And this is crazy, man. And Don Staley, you should feel bad. You should feel like a moron. I told you that in my video, man. Like, you just can't let your feelings get in the way of good business, because good business affects all of you guys. It is beneficial for all of you. And hey, this is what they wanted. This is what they get. You guys are very, very irrelevant. No one wants to watch that shit. No attention. If I know women love attention, and they are not getting no attention. Whether you are a stud, lesbian, whatever, you still want attention, because male athletes like attention. I want to be out here just playing and nobody's really caring about us. Simone Biles is, if I said her name right, guys, the gymnast. She's killing the game. Sha'Carri Richardson killing the game. Tennis killing the game. Men's basketball killing the game. Why is it that the women's ratings are suffering in the viewership and the attendance? Caitlyn Clark.
Far be it for me to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Didn't I tell y'all?
This dude a troll.
Where's everybody at now? It's about competition. It's about competition. It's about competition, right?
Now, and he has his right to gloat like this, especially to those woke ass women, sisters over there at ESPN, talking all that shit, talking about it was about competition, when you know damn well that you guys were going to win regardless. You guys look at the biggest woman I saw in Japan was literally bite size. And I'm not shading Japan, man. They compete at a high level. But let's just be honest, okay, guys? Team USA women's basketball looks like they're going to clearly win unless something just unforeseen happens. I don't know. But he is going at his counterparts. You guys remember those woke ESPN analysts over there arguing him and Shannon Sharp down about it's about competition? Really? No, it's actually about great marketing and viewership and growing the WNBA game. And you guys have the opportunity, literally first dibs, to be able to do this. Your product is American. It is literally stateside with you. You had the chance to say, this is ours. This is Caitlyn Clark is ours. She's going to be with us. See what I'm saying? But foolishly, they let emotions get in the way. And now nobody is watching this shit. They're irrelevant. Like I said, nobody cares. All because one person that they left off. And I'm telling you guys, it probably would be even better with Angel Reese, if I'm being real. Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, and Arike Ogunbowale. Preferably, I'd rather have Arike Ogunbowale and Caitlyn Clark because, man, that chemistry I saw in the All-Star game was just unmatched. And for years to come, they're going to be a problem. But this is what happens, when, you have all these, let's just call it what it is. You have all these woke women advocating, for people of the same community over just good business. It's stupid.
How does it feel, Team USA, to have 6 games, 4 of them drew over 20,000? And the one that didn't still drew 2,000 more than you. That means that outside of the 2,000 more than you, for the Puerto Rico game, I think it's Serbia, right? Outside of that, the other games drew more than 6,000 fans compared to you. How does it feel?
It's all about that marketing, man. You gotta grow the game. You gotta grow the game, man. You gotta understand that your product. Why does the NBA seemingly be so much more better at this than the WNBA? Is it because it's men who just don't want to argue all day and just want to get shit done? I mean, that's for starters, right? There's nobody sitting around like, oh, he's getting more attention than me, I'm jealous. It's like, no, we need this dude because I want to be rich. I want to take trips with my beautiful family, my wife. I want to get shit done. Who gives a shit? Honestly, like, who gives a shit? But, these emotional butch women don't think like that. And Don Staley was leading the charge. I'm going to call it like it is.
Olympics. Do you know they'll remove you from events if they have a sponsorship deal with Coca-Cola and you drinking a Pepsi? I don't know. I've been to 2 of them. I can't stand it. You have no rights. Everything's so restrictive because you're doing business with everybody and you're milking every penny for all it's worth, every chance you get. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's why you should have had Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, because they are a draw. I never once said that Caitlyn Clark should have been on the team ahead of the 12 people selected ahead of her.
Right.
Because of basketball.
Right.
I said marketing matters in everything. Promotion matters in everything. And you're not going to get around that. That is what I said. And you go over to Paris. And Team USA, not Japan, not China, not Serbia, not Puerto Rico. No. Oh, no. Team USA draws the lowest attendance.
Wow.
How's it feel?
Hey, this man has the right to gloat the way that he's gloating, man. I mean, he did try to tell people. Obviously, a lot of people like myself made extreme content just infurious about this decision and how it was a snub. It was the most ridiculous snub to me in all of sports history. Well, let me not say that. It was a pretty big snub, though, guys. You guys get the gist. So you guys tell me what y'all think about this, man. Thank you guys for watching, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah.